The Norris Theater is proud to open our 26th season with the Righteous Brothers Bill Medley in concert. Singing such classics as Unchained Melody and You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin', this is a concert you just can't miss. For this special performance, we have an exclusive VIP package, including special seating, an after-concert buffet, and a chance to meet Bill Medley. 310-544-0403 or visit norriscenter.com.
I'm Liz Brown Swanson and welcome to Community Connection. Today we're going to shine our spotlight on the Norris Center for the Performing Arts. Come September 20th, mark your calendars. The Norris is going to kick off its 26th season. You're going to want to be part of the season. Very exciting opening night will be legendary singer-songwriter Bill Medley. He is tremendous. And joining me here in studio to have all the great details from the Norris is with me Jim Grusing, who is the artistic director, producer. I want to get your title right.
That's
Thank
right.
you for being here, Jim. And of course, public relations director and group sales specialist, Nancy Nessembeni. Thank you both for being here. And of course, I want to say right now, we're going to have you all through the year because we want to keep letting our community know all the exciting things happening at the Norris. But let's start with opening night, the 20th. We have wonderful, wonderful Bill Medley.
Yes.
You must be excited.
Very. Yeah, it's a great opening night act. The Norris has enjoyed a long tradition of opening night acts. Davis Gaines last year, Brian Stokes Mitchell, years before, Debbie Reynolds, Cloris Leachman. So we're really excited to have Bill Medley with us, of course. One of the instrumental Blue-Eyed Soul performers and just an all-around great guy, and we're very excited to have him.
Give us a little play-by-play of what you expect opening night will be like, and I do want to let our viewers know that there's not many tickets left, so they're going to need to call the Norris box office.
Well, first of all, we have one of our support groups, which is our original support group. The Chorus Liners are going to do their annual champagne pour. It's always fun. They dress in tuxedos and they pour everybody a glass of champagne, a little bubbly when you first walk in. It's quite nice. And then we're going to, actually the evening starts out with a comedian, and that'll be the first segment of the show, Dick Hardwick, and then Bill Medley will take the stage, and we're really looking forward to that, singing all those classics that everybody will remember. It's even if you can't remember the name of the song, you think, oh, I love that song, from all the soundtracks and all the movies that you've heard all of his music on over the years. He's 4 decades long, and he's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, Grammy Award-winning, Academy Award-winning singer-songwriter. And anyway, so he'll take the stage, and then we have no intermission that night, so it's going to be just a straight performance. And then afterwards, for our VIP ticket patrons, we have a post-show reception that's going to be hosted by Frascati Ristorante.
Nice.
And also we have Click's Portrait Studio that's going to be taking souvenir photos for the guests, for the VIP guests at the after party. So I don't know. I think it'd be a very, very exciting evening, and we're really looking forward to it.
Of course, for those listening, Bill Medley is the famous other half of the Righteous Brothers duo, and I was really interested in learning a little bit about his history of music. He is the genre Blue-Eyed Soul, and I talked to you about that. Your dad was a Blue-Eyed Soul singer?
Yes, he was. He was the lead singer of the Soul Survivors back in the 60s.
Any favorite songs that you have that you want to hear Mr. Medley sing?
Oh boy, there's so many. Of course, Unchained Melody, You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin', I've Had the Time of My Life. I mean,
Right.
And as you said, it transcends so many years, and of course, the hit song in Dirty Dancing. And,
Right.
yeah,
I know.
there's
I don't know
so
how many
much.
times they've seen that in Ghost. But let's now take a minute to listen to what Bill said. I asked him specifically what do us here on the peninsula have to look forward to opening night, and he's going to share with all of us what he plans for September 20th at the Norris. So let's have a listen.
Well, obviously, I'll be doing a lot of Righteous Brothers songs, probably all the big hits, and some of the Bill Medley stuff. So it's a pretty well-rounded show, and I have a band that there's 2 or 3 people in there that can help out doing Bobby's part, and I have
Can you just take us back a little bit in time, though, how you and Bobby Hatfield formed your famous Righteous Brothers duo? I know you both were California kids and grew up in Orange County, but how did you come together, and tell us a little bit about that?
Well, yeah, we were both raised in Orange County, and when we were about 20 years old, Bobby had a small band in Anaheim. I had a small band in Santa Ana, and I'd heard about him, and he had heard about me. And then a mutual friend of ours came home from Las Vegas and was a little tired of working in Vegas, so he took Bobby and Bobby's drummer and me and my guitar player and put us all together, and we were called the Paramours, and we worked in a small club in Santa Ana called John's Black Derby. And while we were there, a lot of the black Marines that were going to El Toro Marine Base heard that there was these two white guys singing rhythm and blues, you know, down at the John's Black Derby. So they would come in, and you know, like if you had a real neat car, a white guy would say, "Boy, that's a cool car." Mm-hmm. A black guy very well would say, "Boy, that's a righteous-looking car." And if they liked you as a friend, they'd call you a brother. So they started calling Bobby and I, you know, when they say Righteous Brother, and once in a while they'd yell out, "That's Righteous Brother." And I wrote a song called Little Latin Loopy Loo, and there was this record company from Garden Grove, Moonglow Records, came in. He was a friend of mine. I had done some work for his label, and came in to see us, and we sang Little Latin Loopy Loo, and he loved it. We went in, we recorded it, and Bobby and I decided to use the name that the Marines have been calling us, the Righteous Brothers. We wish they would have called us the Beatles, but they didn't. And that was, and we were off and running.
For people listening now that have sort of a desire to pursue a career in music, you were from a musical family. How is it that, you know, you became such a success, and what does it take to really make it in the business?
Well, boy, you know, yeah. If I knew that, I would probably be a manager. I don't know. I think I tell young people that talk to me about what they should do, I'd say, well, first off, you have to believe. You really have to believe in dreams coming true, and because there's really no way in, and there's really no way out. Once you've done show business, it's really hard to. It gets into your heart and your soul, and I think you just do if you love it. If you know, because my son is the lead singer for Paul Revere and the Raiders, and my daughter McKenna is a really good singer, and we're all out here in Branson, and I tell them, I say, you know, if you have to do it, if you love it, then you just do it because you love it, and then hopefully, well, like Bobby and I, we just worked, not trying to become successful, and then all of a sudden we had a hit record and we were off and running. So I think you have to believe in yourself and believe in dreams.
I have to say I felt really lucky to have some time to talk to Mr. Medley with all he's done. I mean, he used to be friends with Elvis. He played with, you know, you name it. He used to perform, I think he said, with the Beatles and before the Beatles, and the list goes on. And he's just legendary. And again, I want to let the viewers know they need to contact the box office, right? Because tickets are going fast.
They need to contact the box office. It is not online, and there's very few tickets still available. But please do call and find out.
And that number?
310, of course, 544-0403.
And I know one thing we want to talk about during this program is your 3-play series, but before we get to that, I just want to let our audience know more about you two and what you do, your role at the Norris, and what brought you to the Norris. So if you want to share with us more about your background,
Definitely.
Jim.
Well, I grew up, born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And 8 years ago, I moved to Southern California to pursue a career in film and television, but discovered that really my home was in the theater. So 6 years ago, I auditioned for 1776, which was at the Norris Theater. Never heard of the Norris before, so I said, I'll go audition, got the part, did the show, and then did the Christmas show, Jolly Holly Holiday, right after that. That was back in 2002. Cut 2 years later to 2006, I'm sorry, no, 2004, that's right. And the Primetime Players were looking for a director for the production of Kiss Me Kate. And I was contacted by one of the performers to applied and got the job. And while I was working on Kiss Me Kate, Dick Moe approached me and asked if I knew anybody who had box office experience. And I said, well, it just so happens that's what I've been doing for the last several years. Worked at the Hollywood Bowl, worked also at the Coronet Theater in Los Angeles. So Dick said, great, if you want the job, please, it's all yours. Came to work at the Norris as box office manager, and then several months later, Dick approached me and said, I know you have background in producing and directing, how would you like to oversee the 3-play series? And we'll see how it goes for a year. So I oversaw the 3-play series for that year. That went well, so they named me producer of the 3-play series. And then cut to 2 months ago, I was just named artistic director for next season.
Congratulations, you're very
Thank you.
talented, and also not telling everything about yourself, your acting ability. You were saying he just was written up for being in Les Mis.
He was in Les Mis at the
Moonlight Amphitheater.
Moonlight
Yeah.
Amphitheater in Vista, and he got a great review in the San Diego Union. So we're very proud of him.
How about sharing a little?
He's a tremendous actor.
And we know you're tremendously talented too, Nancy. For the brief times I've got to work with you in the community and all you're doing for the Norris, why don't you share the many hats that you're wearing right now so that people know what you're doing?
Well, I started at the Norris part-time as a personal assistant to managing director Dick Moe, but I was actually hired because of my group sales experience. I had worked at the Lawrence Welk Resort Theater and started out box office supervisor there and then became group sales manager. And speaking to our theater founder, Joan Moe, who's a neighbor of mine, she said, oh, well, what brings you back to Palos Verdes? Because I was raised in Palos Verdes, moved to Rolling Hills Estates when I was 4, so I've known the Moes for quite a while, and she said, what brings you here? And I said, well, gee, I moved back here after my kids had grown up, and she said, what are you doing, and what have you done? And I told her that I had been working at Lawrence Welk Resort. I had also been in real estate sales and travel and tourism sales. So I had a strong sales background, and she said, well, gee, maybe we could definitely use you at the Norris. So I started out as a personal assistant, and then I formed the group sales department, or started the group sales for the Norris, and it's been going quite nicely, and doing more and more of the PR end of it. I also do community outreach coordinating, where we, for the kids series and for the Negri Learning Center, where we bring underserved and physically challenged children and seniors into the theater, and so I wear a lot of different hats.
Right, but all for great causes, and of course, the Norris is definitely a jewel in the community. How lucky we are to be able to see just amazing performances there, all the time. We only have to drive 10 minutes versus going downtown. It's great.
Yeah.
Quality entertainment close to home.
I like that. Quality entertainment close to home. Let's talk about some of the quality entertainment coming up this season. We're going to pretty much take a look at the fall, what's coming up, and specifically the 3-play series that you're most excited about. Share with us about the 3-play series and what's going on.
So this year we're excited, namely because it is the 5th anniversary. We're changing it up a bit. We're offering a musical, a comedy, and a mystery thriller. We're starting with Thoroughly Modern Millie in September, and then in January we have the comedy Squabbles, which is not very well known, but I promise you it's very funny. And then in May, right around Mother's Day, we have the thriller Wait Until Dark, which of course everybody remembers from the film with Alan Arkin and Katharine Hepburn.
So you have a nice assortment, and nice too, you're saying to shake it up a little bit, and you have shared with me some video we have of Millie,
Yes.
So I think we should take a break and show it to the audience. Explain the footage that we're looking at before we toss to that.
This is footage of last season's 25th anniversary open house extravaganza. We performed a 30-minute trimmed down musical review, basically 6 numbers from current Broadway hits, Millie being one of them, and this was the opening number of that.
And is
show.
that what motivated you to produce it this year?
Yeah, everybody saw that and said, why are we producing a musical? So we all kind of got behind it, and all the stars aligned, and we have Thoroughly Modern Millie.
We got a lot of feedback from the public saying, gee, that was great. Instead of seeing 20 minutes, we'd love to see 2 hours.
Right.
All right, well, we're just going to see a few minutes of it right now. Thoroughly Modern Millie, have a watch.
It's 1 block north to Macy's and 2 to Brothers Brooks. Manhattan, I've prepared for you. I'm out of jail, not for the life
right, so Thoroughly Modern Millie is going to be running for 2 weeks, is that right?
2 weekends. It opens on September 26th, and it plays Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the first weekend. And the second week is a little bit of a difference in what we normally do. We actually have a Thursday evening, Friday evening, Saturday matinee, Saturday night, and Sunday matinee. So please be on the lookout for those extra performances because
Super.
we have 8 total performances within the 2 weekends.
And it'll be very popular, I'm sure. Putting this together, you were saying earlier, Nancy, telling me that this was like the biggest production that you've done yourselves, is that right?
Yeah, the biggest certainly of the 3 play over the last 5 years. And certainly in recent history, one of the biggest undertakings, both in terms of cast size. We're using 21 performers, professionals from the local area, Los Angeles, Orange County. We have 15 musicians in the orchestra pit, which is
Wow.
a big number. Usually we top out at around 7 for most of our productions, primetime players, education department. A lot of the tours that come through are supplemented with tracks. So we're excited about having a large orchestra, large ensemble, large professional sets that are coming, and professional costumes. It's really a tremendous undertaking.
It's such a fun production.
It is.
It's
yeah.
the largest
Comedy.
set we've ever had.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
looking forward to that. So that's the first of your 3-play series.
Correct.
And then after that, we can look forward to
To Squabbles, the comedy in January. The end
Opens
of
on-
January, February.
and what's that about?
Opens January 30th.
Yeah, Squabbles is about a married couple, a newly married
No.
couple. Yeah. Go
Who
figure.
squabbles when they're
It's a
married?
comedy. It's about a jingle writer and his wife who are a lawyer. They have a new baby, and her father lives with them. Kind of, if you think of the Walter Matthau curmudgeon type
Right.
character. And then we start the story finding out that the husband's mother is coming to live with them because her house just burned down.
Oh my,
So it's more so about the older couple squabbling because they dislike each other, and then in the end we find out that each really isn't so bad.
how fun. And then, so we've got that in January, and then the third of your 3-play series?
Is the mystery thriller Wait Until Dark, which
Okay.
is directed by Jules Aaron, who's done a lot of our 3-play series over the last few years, The Foreigner and Lend Me a Tenor. So we're excited to have Jules back. And of course, Wait Until Dark is about a blind woman who lives with her husband in the city. And there is the matter of 3 people breaking into her house. Unbeknownst to them, she's blind, and they tell her husband's been involved in a murder. And that it involves a doll stuffed with heroin.
Wow.
And so
Stay tuned.
It's kind of,
because,
yeah,
very
exactly.
exciting.
It's an edge of your seat
It's edge of
thriller.
your seat.
It is.
That's coming up in the spring?
In May.
In May.
We open the first weekend in May and play through Mother's Day, and we also offer a Mother's Day brunch for the closing performance.
Tremendous. Did you were with this 3-play series from the beginning, and you've watched it grow. Are you happy with where it's at, and how has it become successful?
I'm very happy with where it's headed and where it has come from. When we started, we were doing 1- and 2-person plays. Then the audience demand said, why don't you add more characters? Why don't you do bigger shows? So we added that. We're meeting audience demand, and it's proven by the box office that the audience really is coming along with us, as over the last 5 years we see a gradual growth in, and certainly group sales helps a lot.
Right.
We're
Group
very
sales has
grateful.
really grown in the 3 years that I've been doing group sales. It's just been blossoming. It's a very easy fundraiser for any group or organization. Probably 99% of my groups use it as a fundraising opportunity because I have a tiered discount program, which is not easy to say all the time, but it's based on the number in the group as to how large a discount. But anybody that wants to call the Norris number, I'm the Nancy at the Norris. And
Nancy at the Norris.
Please call me, and I'll be happy to give you all the details if you wanted to use it for a fundraiser or just a social. It's just a fun social camaraderie kind of thing. We have a VIP lounge upstairs that you can have a pre-theater get-together, a cocktail party, or a luncheon or something like that. And I'd be happy to give you all the details if you just give me a call.
When you talk to people in the community, what do you hear that they want from the Norris, and what are you trying to, in terms of serving the community and on the entertainment scene?
Well, I think they want the variety, and I think especially this season, I'm very, very pleased with the bookings that we have this season. It's a wide variety, something for everyone. We have so many different series. We have our 3-play produced series. We have our Present series, which of course are our one-night performances. throughout the season. We have our kids series that are 1-hour shows. They're meant as an introductory to performing arts for the smaller children. We have our cabaret jazz series for all those jazz fans, brunch and dinner shows along with quality jazz. We have, and then our Negri Learning Center, of course. We have our student productions. So there really is something for everyone at the Norris. I don't get a lot of negative feedback on that, and a lot of people say, gee, you really do have something for everyone. So come see us and we'll
Yeah,
help
look
you
at
find
this,
some
something for
shows.
everyone. I don't know how many dozens of
shows. It's a
lot.
performances
It's a
here
lot.
for 2008, 2009. But I happen to notice coming up October 3rd, our local legend, Boomer McLennan, and of course we caught him at the PV Street Fair, and he'll be performing with you on says October 3rd. Are you excited? Is Boomer has he come to the Norris before?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. We've had Boomer for several years, and Boomer McLennan and the Rhythm Rangers, and he'll be there October 3rd. And it's a dinner dance. We have a barbecue dinner and 2 dance floors and a concert, so it's quite a value, and it's a lot of fun. It sells out every year, and we're thrilled to have him back.
So people have to remember that. I'm going to give the box
And he's
office.
such a nice person on top of
He
that.
is a
He's
great
a nice
guy.
man.
For people that want to just stay in touch with what's happening during the season, the best way is norriscenter.com. And of course, to call the box office, we'll give that number out again so people listening can jot it down. It's 544, where did I put it?
0403.
0403. You have this year, it says you have, Norris is presenting like 14 shows, and that's 18 performances, 4 bands for a cabaret jazz series. It goes on and on and on and on. How does all this come together? I mean, how do you make this happen in terms of funding and your challenges to pull all this off?
Well, a lot of it is honestly our support groups. From the Honorary Producers Program that helps to support the 3-place produced series exclusively. And then we have Encore Circle. We have Bravo, which is the ever-popular Bravo group. It's quite large. They have fun. Chorus Liners, which is our original support group. We have our Act 2. They do our the variety showcase every year, and fashion shows and things. They're quite active. We also have our Faces group, which is a support group specifically for the Negri Learning Center. They're mainly comprised of parents of some of the children that are taking classes in the performances. So there's a lot of different support groups. We have our volunteer program. We probably only have about 6 full-time employees at the Norris. And we have several part-time employees, and then we really rely on our volunteer program.
You have a
We're
strong
very
volunteer base.
Strong volunteer base of about 85, and I could be wrong, so it's a ballpark, volunteers that really help to keep us going. Very appreciative. Anybody that would like to learn more about how to become involved with the Norris, please call myself or call Jim.
Certainly.
You could call
Right.
our managing director, Dick Moe, as well. So just
Check in.
check in and say, gee, I'd like to become involved, and we'll find
Certainly,
out what
like
you're
for
interested
what
in.
your baby being the 3-play, for people that want to be an honorary producer, for example, what do they need to know? And
Certainly. Honorary Producer Program was started 3 years ago, and it's been very successful, and we're very glad to have the honorary producers on board with us. They can contact Nancy or myself or Dick Moe, and for more information. Basically, it gives you special privileges like being able to sit in on auditions, callbacks, rehearsals, final dress rehearsals, opening night party. It's a lot of fun for them, and it's a great immersive experience for people who have been on the Hill for so long to give something to the community
Right.
in the way of a show. It's really a great program.
And believe it or not, this show is about to have to be called a wrap. We only have a couple minutes left, so I want to give you both the opportunity just to let the community know anything that you think is important regarding the upcoming season. Opening night, Nancy, just tell all here.
Well, it's just going to be a tremendous show. I mean, we're very excited and pleased to have Bill Medley joining us, and it's, like we said before, it's almost sold out. It is September 20th, and it's going to be a fabulous show. And then we're really looking forward, right after that, on September 26th, is opening night of Jim's baby, Thoroughly Modern Millie. And then we go into some of our present shows, like then the next one right after that is the Boomer McLennan and the Rhythm Rangers on the 3rd of October, and then we go into one of our kids series shows, and we have Circo Comedia in October.
Circo Comedia yesterday, a tribute to the Beatles, is
on the
in
15th in November.
Love is in the Air, starring Darcy Roberts and David Ingle, is in November. And then, of course, the Christmas season, we have Nutcrackers galore.
Well, we go to the Nutcracker with my kids, and they love the Beatles program. And they keep saying, no, it's not the Beatles, but no, they're amazing.
Yeah, they're a great group.
Well, you have a lot to do this season, and we're going to keep inviting you back so you can keep us up to date on what's happening and all the excitement at the Norris.
Excellent.
Thank you both for joining us
Thank
here
you
on
very
Community
much, Liz.
Connection,
Thanks
and
for
we'll
having me. We really
catch
appreciate
you
your support.
next time. Well, thank you for all you do. That's going to do it for this edition of Community Connection. I'm Liz Brown Swanson. Have a great day out there. Thanks for joining us.
The Norris Theater is proud to open our 26th season with the Righteous Brothers Bill Medley in concert. Singing such classics as Unchained Melody and You've Lost That Lovin' Feelin', this is a concert you just can't miss. For this special performance, we have an exclusive VIP package, including special seating, an after-concert buffet, and a chance to meet Bill Medley. 310-544-0403 or visit norriscenter.com.